She ordered his execution. A week later, she begged him to stay. Somewhere near the outer rim of the Gliese sector, fire crawled slowly through the twisted wreckage of a ship. Metal screamed softly as it cooled. Plastic burned with a sharp, blue flame. And somewhere inside the crumpled fuselage, a man coughed, alive. "Well, softer landing than Titan," he muttered. "Although, who's keeping score?" Lien Merrick, scout, captain, occasional idiot, dragged himself out from under a collapsed beam. His back was on fire, his ribs crackled with every breath, and his suit had more holes than logic at a war tribunal. But he was breathing. Conscious. Unfortunately. Perfect. Survived. Now I get to explain this mess in a court-martial. Or worse, medbay paperwork. He climbed out of the wreckage, unsteady, eyes scanning a world that didn't belong to him. The sky was bruised violet, pulsing with pale green light. The wind carried ozone and something sweet, something that didn't come from Earth. Beyond the rocks, a bioluminescent forest flickered like it was breathing. He was alone. Or thought he was. "He's alive," a voice said. Deep. Metallic. Ice flowing through a steel throat. 3 figures stood on a ridge above the crash site. Towering. Armored in something organic, alive. Armor that hissed and pulsed like muscle. And at the center, a silhouette taller than the others. Horns curved back. Skin like polished steel laced with shifting blue. Eyes like molten gold. They were watching. She was judging. The target must be eliminated. Quickly. "No pain," she said. He didn't know her name yet. Didn't know she had authorized his execution. And didn't know that she would be the one to break her own command. Lien turned slowly, catching movement in the haze. Slope. Shadow. A form, too fluid to be natural. He raised his rifle, but didn't fire. "Oh, visitors. Great. Did you bring water? A med kit? Diplomatic immunity." She stepped forward. Deliberate. Calculated. Her armor moved with her, not worn but grown. Her skin shimmered in layered texture, like snake scales forged from stone. Her presence was terrifying, alien, beautiful, in the way an electric storm is beautiful. "You are within Cetal territory," she said. "You are an unauthorized threat." Yeah. Totally threatening. Half-dead human, bleeding sarcasm and actual blood. Your security system must be trembling. No response. Just those eyes. Unblinking. Studying. So. No trial. "You are beneath trial." "Oh, charming. So I get vaporized because you're allergic to paperwork." He took a cautious step back. And then. Something launched from the shadows. Massive. Clawed. Armored like a riot tank and shrieking through a bone-pale skull. A local predator. Lien had no name for it. But it was fast. He fired. The blast bounced off. It hit him like a train. He hit the ground hard, rifle spinning away, claws tearing at his armor. And then, a flash. A beam of pure energy slashed across the creature's body, splitting it in half. Steam and blood hissed as the corpse hit the rock beside him. She stood over him. The horned one. Sword still glowing. Breathing hard. Staring. "You saved me," he gasped, blinking through smoke. "I saved my right to kill you myself," she said. She extended her hand. He hesitated. Then took it. A pulse passed between them, not pain. Something else. Awareness. He felt it. So did she. "We need to move," she said. "These creatures are off pattern. More will come." "Wait. Are you seriously postponing my execution so we can team up?" "Don't overthink it. You are temporarily useful." Wow. So romantic. They moved through the canyon. He limped. She glided. Not once did she look back. "You always this talkative?" he asked. "I've been told I'm threatening when I speak." "Well, compared to my commanding officer, you're practically charming." Still no response. But her shoulders twitched slightly, not in offense. "Maybe, amusement?" "You're not like the others I've met," she said finally. "And you're not like the ones who tried to kill me. Which is confusing." They paused as the fog thickened around them, rising in luminous tendrils. Lien sank onto a boulder. Took off his helmet. Blood had crusted on his jaw. His ribs burned. She looked at him. Longer than before. "Why are you not afraid of me?" she asked. He shrugged. "Because you're not the monster the briefings made you out to be. Your eyes, they don't just scan. They see." Silence.
Just the wind moving dust and ash. You'll still die, human.
Maybe. But right now, you're walking beside me. Not shooting. That means more than you think. She turned. Continued walking. He got to his feet and followed. Smiling. "Yeah, Lien, you're in deep." And for the first time in a long time, he wasn't in a hurry to get out. He moved slowly, dragging his feet along the canyon floor, one hand pressed to his injured shoulder. Every breath throbbed through his ribs like a warning. Blood had dried into the torn fabric of his suit. KSARI walked ahead. Effortless. Unbothered by the terrain, by the heat, or by him. Every few steps, she'd glance back. Not to check if he was keeping up, but if he was still alive. "You're hurt," she said without turning. "Thanks for the diagnosis. I was beginning to think blood loss chic was just a fashion statement." She stopped. Turned. In 2 strides she was in front of him, slicing open his torn suit at the shoulder. Whoa, this feels weirdly intimate for a first date." "Be quiet." Her tone was frozen steel. But her touch wasn't. Precise. Measured. Almost gentle. She pulled out a shard of glowing crystal and pressed it to the wound. It hissed. Burned. He grit his teeth. "What is that? Alien acid? Mood enhancement therapy. Sterilizer. Repairs tissue. Closes wounds." Could have asked first. Or offered dessert. Still nothing. But he caught it, the faintest twitch at the corner of her mouth.
Barely d'air.
Up close, her skin shimmered like tempered glass over a storm. Her eyes flickered in the dim light, focused, calculating, but not cold. "You could have just walked away," he muttered. "I know. But you stayed." She rose to her full height. Looked away. "Because I don't leave debts unresolved." He smirked through the pain. "Well then, KSRI, you're in a lot of debt." A low mechanical screech echoed through the canyon. She froze. "Patrol," she whispered. "They've found us." "Us," he said. "Thought I was the problem here. Now we're both problems." They ran. Or rather she ran. He hobbled with determination and half a lung. The dust storm picked up, thickening, grinding against skin and armor. Drones passed overhead, blue light slicing through the haze. "Here," she hissed. Pulled him hard into a crack in the stone. Her hand pressed against the wall, and a shimmer activated. A camo field. Holographic. They stood there, pressed together in tight silence. A drone passed close enough to feel its static heat. Lien tried to breathe. He felt her body against his, the steady rhythm of her breath, slow and deep. Not human. Not familiar. But not threatening, either. "This is a little close," he muttered. "Don't speak. You know, on my planet, this counts as a moment. On mine, it counts as don't get caught." But she didn't move away. He glanced at her, at the glowing lines in her skin, at the way her eyes scanned the dark. "You have strange eyes," she murmured. "You said that already. It bears repeating. And you have warm skin. Didn't expect that." She looked at him then. "We are not machines, Lien. We simply suppress weakness. What if weakness is the beginning of something stronger?" She didn't answer. Later, they found a cave, deep and warm with geothermal air. Inside, shadows danced on the walls from the molten stream far below. He sat with his back against stone, shoulder bandaged, body aching. She crouched near the entrance, watching the shifting sensors on her arm plate. "You really believe we're savages?" he asked, voice softer now. She didn't look at him. "I've seen your kind burn bio-communities. Laugh while our wounded screamed. And I've seen your kind crush our medics and call it peacekeeping." She turned then. "No one is innocent. Except maybe the ones who just want to understand." She looked at him, studied his face. He leaned forward, slow, careful. You were ready to kill me.
Yes.
But you didn't.
No.
Why? She paused. Then, quietly. Because you didn't look away. He blinked. When you saw me. You didn't flinch. Didn't recoil. You saw me. He rose to his feet. Walked toward her. Say it. Why did you stay? Another pause. Because I didn't want to be alone in what I felt. She didn't move as he stepped closer.
Closer still.
In our culture, she said, voice low, touch is a declaration. It is in ours too. He reached out. Traced the edge of her jaw, barely touching. She didn't pull back. I should fear you, he whispered. And I should have killed you. Their breath mingled. The moment stretched. I don't want to hurt you, he said. Then don't leave. She placed her hand over his. And then, a screech, followed by a sharp pulse of red light. Motion, she snapped. They found us. What now? They'll take me. Maybe you too. They'll call it justice.
No.
We run. I'm an officer. I can't. You're also someone who saved my life. Doesn't that mean anything? It means I've already betrayed everything I was supposed to uphold. He stared at her. Then betray it again. Choose something new. She opened her mouth. And that's when the patrol descended. Armor. Weapons. Lights. Voices barking commands in a language he didn't understand, but knew meant end of the road. One of them raised a weapon at him. She stepped in front of it. He froze. KSARI. She didn't move. You don't speak. You don't argue. If they think you're valuable, they'll keep you alive, she said, eyes locked on his. They'll kill you. I know. Why are you doing this? Because I once ordered your death, and now I can't bear to see you die. They bound her hands. Pulled her away. He yelled her name, but no one listened. As they forced him to his knees, he saw her turn back, just once. No fear in her eyes. Only one thing. Regret. He sat inside a prison of light. No bars. No door. Just a sphere of humming gravity around him, pulsing in perfect rhythm with nothing. The silence was endless. Clean. Too clean. Lien stared upward at a ceiling that didn't exist. No stars. No answers. No her. She went alone, he whispered. Because I let her. 2 days. No sound. No word. No sign of whether she was alive, or already executed under the law she once protected. Then, the walls shimmered. A figure appeared. Tall, translucent, robed in light. Not a person, but something made to look like one. Captain Lien Merrick, the voice intoned. You are charged with breaching Border 73, violating CTAL code, and assisting a traitor. He didn't rise. Just stared. You are granted 1 cycle to speak before judgment is passed. He stood slowly, every muscle stiff, every bruise blooming under his skin. I don't need a cycle, he said. Just a minute. He exhaled.
Let the word drop like stones.
You built a system where emotion is a liability. Where affection is weakness. Where connection between species is treason. The figure didn't blink. Couldn't. But she broke it. She looked at me and saw more than a classification. She didn't kill me when she had every reason to. And now you want her punished, for having a soul. A pause. I'm not a threat to your people. We're not a threat. We're a beginning. The very fact that 2 beings born on different worlds could find meaning in each other? That's not dangerous. That's hope. Silence followed him like an echo. No response. And then, the explosion. A real one. Loud. Violent. Metal screamed.
Sirens shattered the air.
Lights turned red. He spun to face the breach. Smoke poured through the far wall, and a figure stepped through it, backlit by fire. She walked toward him. No armor. No rank. Burn marks across her shoulder, eyes sharper than he'd ever seen them. I told you I'd come back, she said. He could barely speak. I didn't know whether to believe you. Do you now? He stepped closer. Now I know you're completely insane. And stunning. She reached for his hand. Come with me. The council chamber was chaos. Voices shouted over alerts. Holoscreens flickered with emergency feeds. In the midst of it she stood, facing them all. Our perimeter was breached, she declared. Our defenses failed. Because someone here leaked access codes to the septure. Gasps. One elder staggered back. We have the data logs, she continued. And she pointed to Lien, warned us. We didn't listen. One of the elders hissed. You stand here beside a human. You defile your duty. She didn't flinch. I stand beside someone who gave me back my conscience. She turned to Lien. Are you still willing? He nodded. I said I'd stay. They moved as one. Together. When the enemy arrived, again, this time, Sitao was ready. With Earth tactics. Human unpredictability. Her knowledge. His instinct. Side by side. He led the ground maneuvers. She led the skies. They moved like mirror halves, different rhythms, same intent.
No hesitasten.
Not even when the sky caught fire. Not even when he took a blast to the ribs and she screamed his name for the first time. Get up. I'm here. Stay with me. Always. The final wave broke. Silence fell. She collapsed to her knees, her hands bloody. He crawled to her side. You're hurt. So are you. We're terrible at this whole survival thing. But good at not giving up. He grinned. Weakly. That's what we do. Humans. We're inconvenient. She pressed her forehead to his. And you never listen. Not when you talk like that. Days later, under a sky no longer full of fire, they stood in front of the council again. This time, not alone. Behind them, Sitao warriors. Human officers. Journalists. Witnesses. She spoke first. We have signed a joint treaty between our people. Gasps. Whispers. Not just military. Not just survival. A treaty of presence. Of future. Then he stepped forward. We're not asking you to understand us, he said. We're asking you to let us exist. She took his hand. The chamber didn't erupt. It didn't cheer. It just paused. As if the world itself held its breath. And then, one by one, they stood. The warriors. The officers. The silent ones in robes. No words. But approval. Later, when the halls had emptied, she stood on the balcony outside the council chamber, looking out over the city's jagged skyline. The wind was cool. Honest. He stepped up beside her. You really want me to stay? She didn't answer at first. Then, if you leave, I'll live. But I'll never stop asking myself why I let you go. He wrapped an arm around her. I'll stay. For as long as I'm allowed. For as long as you'll have me. She turned to face him. I was supposed to be the one who decided your fate. And now I'm the one asking you to decide mine. He smiled. You're still bad at expressing feelings. Your culture rubbed off on me. He leaned in. We have a word for this. She pressed her hand to his chest. So do we. And for the first time, no one gave orders. They chose. Together.